Hello YouTube and welcome to the Miniature Construction Company. Now the subject of this video is going to be to try and rectify one of the only issues I highlighted in the review video for the Fayee truck, and that was it's got open diffs. Now if you watched the previous video you'll know that open diffs aren't ideal off-road and it does tend to lose traction very easily. So today I'm going to try and rectify this by adding or taking the diffs off and adding some of this very viscous silicone diff oil into the casings to try and increase the drag inside. This is a 300,000 CST silicone oil. I'm presuming the CST is just like a weight. You can get higher ones, but I spoke to a couple of people and they seem to think that it was probably too viscous, so I've plumped for the 300,000 one, so with a bit of luck it'll improve matters no end. So the first job is to remove the axles, which is a fairly straightforward operation. Take the wheels off, undo the steering bar from the servo, undo the drive shafts and the two little screws on each spring, pull everything off, and we can make a start. I won't bore you with me working on the truck, so I'll see you in 5. Okay, all the diffs are off. All that's required now is to remove these 2 screws and the 4 screws holding the springs on, and these 2 at the end. Also the covers have come off, so there's 8 little self-tapping screws on each cover. Once these have been removed, then we can split the 2 halves of the axle and gain access to the diff inside. I've numbered the diffs and put an arrow on, just so when I'm reassembling them, if I get anything mixed up, I shall know where they go. So a couple of cool little features on this. I was quite impressed actually that there's a little Allen key that holds the drive shafts on, and the Allen key locates in a little flat portion on the shaft. So well done Fayee. They do seem quite good quality actually. Like I said in the review video, I'm quite impressed. So I'll do that and we'll get to the diff inside. Okay, now we've split the 2 halves, we're left with that sort of situation with the diff there in the middle. So take it out. I've already cheekily removed the 4 screws, focus, that sit in the end, so you can then remove it, and then your left, see if it'll focus, come on, that's it. You're left with that sort of an arrangement inside, and that's where we're going to put the diff oil. Now as you can see, it's super viscous, really thick and sticky, and luckily they very kindly provide like a little applicator. So what I'm going to attempt to do is to fill that cavity with this oil. So bloody hell, it is viscous. I might speed this bit up. It's not coming out very quick. Okay. So now that we've done that, fill that up. Focus. I shall reassemble and see what it's like. Okay, so I've completely filled the cavity inside the diff with the viscous silicone oil, and already these shafts are a lot harder to turn. So with a bit of luck, that'll help no end with the traction of the truck. So I will reassemble them, repeat the operation on the other diffs, so you don't so there's no need for you to sit through all that. Also, what I will do is put a bit of grease on these gears, because it doesn't look as though Fayee have, so hopefully that'll make it run a bit smoother as well. Okay then, everything's back together, all the diffs are filled with the silicone oil, tyres are on, etc. Now then, if you watched the review video, the other gripe I was having was that the suspension was too hard. Now when I had it apart, I noticed that the Fayee springs are thicker than the WPL items, so I've swapped out all the springs for WPL ones, and the suspension has become a lot more compliant. So hopefully that will aid traction no end as well. So enough of me waffling on, let's go and try it outside. Back indoors now. I'm actually going to chalk that up as a win. I think those two modifications had a marked improvement on the traction available for the Fayee. The wheels didn't break loose as easy as they did previously. I mean, you can tell in the before and after videos that I tried to put together. There's definitely an improvement in the amount of traction available. I did also glue the tyres to the rims as well, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of the improvements was adding the WPL springs, because I suppose that allowed the axles to remain in contact with the ground for longer, and also the diff oil has, stiffened up those differentials enough that they just probably maintain traction for that little bit longer. But I'm I'm dead impressed with that. I'm dead satisfied with that. That's a definite result. If anyone's got one of these trucks, I really would recommend putting some thick diff oil in, and I believe JJRCs are the same, so it would be well worth doing on those as well. Put some thick diff oil in and get yourself a set of WPL springs. Together they make a world of difference, they really do. As ever, I shall put some links in the description to the oil and the springs I've used. If you found this video of some use and of interest, please click the like button at the bottom, and if you're feeling that way inclined, hit me a subscribe. It makes all the difference to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you.